This short video I want to make three parts, three different approaches or methods of how we try to tackle or defeat junk food addiction or binge eating disorder. And it's gonna be three short videos. The first one I would like to begin with is we're going to call this the cold turkey approach. You probably heard of the term cold turkey, but don't get scared of it. I'm just going to explain my experience, how I did it in the past. Okay, so I've been doing fitness coaching for over a decade now, and I experimented with all types of diets. My approach to this was I tried a ketogenic diet. Now, I'm not saying that the ketogenic diet is the only way to go here. You can do other types of diets. I just 5 years ago I've decided I'm gonna give it a try, and so I was feeling like addicted to sugar, mostly sugar, but sometimes salty foods like crisps and Doritos and Pringles and stuff like that. And so with the ketogenic diet I had to cut out completely had to cut out the sugars, but also reducing carbohydrate intake to a very, very low level. If you know what ketogenic diet, you understand, like it's a high fat, moderate amount of protein diet. So I got started, and cold turkey, so that means like no reduction. You go right away from day one, cut it completely. Now, one thing I have to mention here, which is very important in my opinion, is that in this case, in this method, being in a caloric deficit is not necessary. At least not necessary in the beginning. Now, hear me out, because chances are in the beginning you are going to overeat are very high. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let the adaptation phase pass. So when we're talking about adaptation phase, like being adapted, fat adapted, to me it took 3 weeks for my cravings to completely disappear. 3 weeks. That's why I love I love ketogenic diet, even though I'm not doing it right now. I will tell you the reason why I'm not doing it right now. But I have to admit that when it comes to hunger and cravings, by far the best way for me was ketogenic diet. Your brain adapts to the food you eat, and then you begin to crave for foods like fatty foods, and trust me when I say this, the ice creams and stuff like that did not even come into my mind. I did it for 4 months, this ketogenic diet. So 3 weeks is gonna be tough, but especially the first 4 days is gonna be tough. You have to go through some withdrawal, headaches, urinating, losing a lot of water because no carbohydrates, less water retention, and that is a really, really strong approach. Is it easy? Well, it's not. It's not easy. I think that time I had really motivation to do it. Yeah, so the reason why I stopped is just simply because I was doing some as a personal trainer, sometimes I have to take photo of myself, and on a ketogenic diet I just got too flat. No water retention as much, so you don't get the pump you want, and the simple reason for that, it was just aesthetic, the look. To me it was important, but other than that I did not have. What are the triggers? again, chances are that you are not really hungry are very, very high. Because when you start craving and you say, oh, I need to have a burger, because I'm hungry. But then you ask yourself the question, if there was a bowl of mixed salad in front of me now, would I eat it? Or would I want to eat it? And if the answer is no, then you just have very strong cravings. Let's just call it, you are addicted to the food. Well, people would argue about this, saying this like it's addiction, but I call it what it is. I have the same symptoms of as any other addiction when I quit smoking cigarettes. Same thing. It takes over your mind. It's just don't let you. It's like a demon possession. You wake up and the first thing you think is have for me it was a sweet cold drink, and then in the evening go to the grocery store and have to have at least one sweet something and one salty. It doesn't matter, like it was either ice cream with crisps with Doritos or Skittles. The Skittles was even better because that one had that sweet version and the sour one. And then I had some Pringles, and you think it's because it's gaining, you're gonna gain weight. Look, I was at 10% body fat, and I was still eating all this type of junk food. It's not, you're not necessarily overweight or fat or obese, and you still struggle with this binge eating disorder. So, but again, this is very important here. Like I said earlier, if you want to just fix your relationship with food, you don't necessarily have to start very. You don't have to start in a caloric deficit. I would suggest you whether it's ketogenic diet or you just cut out the added sugar. If you struggle, eat a little bit more. And once about, let's say, I tell you this 30 days passed, then try to get into a caloric deficit. Try it, but no rush with it. If you feel like this way is more comfortable, you don't do the ketogenic diet. You just say I'm cutting out completely my added sugars, and you don't worry about calorie intake for the beginning. 4 weeks passed, you don't feel craving anymore towards the added sugar. You feel better mentally, healthier, and you feel more motivated. You regain your motivation. That's the most important thing. And then you say, okay, now I go to the calorie calculator, and I'm going to be in a deficit, and then going to lose weight. So, yeah, this is method number 1, and I'm going to make the other 2 short videos. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.